Finally, you must deliver a legible service. What do I mean by a legible service? I mean, the service that you offer to your clients must be something that seems understandable to them. They must think they know what you're doing. If they don't know what you're doing, they get very nervous. This is why outsiders want us to count test cases and make test cases and make lists of our test cases and organize our test cases and automate our test cases, because test cases feel like they make testing into a legible process rather than a process where you just kind of wear a wizard's hat and carry a glowing orb and you say, I feel a disturbance in the force, and nobody can criticize you or question you. That's what people are worried about when you step away from test cases. Oh no, if you're going to step away from test cases, I'll have no idea what we're doing. We'll never be able to do regression testing. Oh, we'll just be floating in an ocean. Have you ever swam in the ocean? I've swam in the ocean before. Far from land, miles from land. I jumped off a sailboat in the British Virgin Islands, and it was a bright sunny day. And I looked down, I had a mask on and a snorkel, and I looked down, and I was in 80 feet of water at the top of this seamount. So it all sloped away into blackness. But beneath me was 8 stories of fish and sunlight. And I realized I am a tiny little speck in this huge ocean. It is freaky to realize that if this boat sails away that's right next to me, I'm just dead. It's a fascinating thing to experience, to swim in the deep ocean. Well, part of what happens when you step away from simplistic structures and testing is people feel like you've thrown them in the ocean. And now they have no points of reference, and they think, oh, we can't control anything anymore. So you've got to show them how they can talk to you, that they can have control over the testing, that you have control over the testing. I'll give you a quick glimpse of that. I don't use test cases. I use test sessions as a concept. I talk about test sessions. I will say, we need to do a test session on that, or I've done 3 test sessions on that, or I've done 5 session hours worth of testing on that. I use test activities too. I'll say, I have 15 different test activities that I will engage in to pursue this test strategy. I can list the test activities. I can describe the test activities. If you want to know about tools, I'll tell you about how I'm using tools to help each one of my 15 test activities. I'll talk about risks. I'll talk about things I'm testing in terms of coverage. So there's lots of things that I talk about. And what I have to do is train my clients to think in those reasonable terms instead of reducing everything down to such a simplistic basis as 38 test cases, when they have no idea what these test cases are doing.